Greetings, MTA, and thank you to President Max Page and Vice President Deb McCarthy for inviting me to be with you. I'm sorry I can't be there with you in person. It's an honor to receive MTA's Friend of Labor Award this year. This recognition means a lot to me personally, as someone who has teachers in his family. In fact, my sister was the president of her teachers union in Indiana. First, I want to say that if it weren't for the example set by labor leaders like MTA's former president, Barbara Mataloni, I likely wouldn't be here. Like me, Barbara was a rank-and-file candidate, an outsider, who fought to expand what's possible in her union through collective action. Under her leadership, she redefined what it meant for MTA to be a fighting, militant union, and what it means for unions to fight for the entire working class. So thank you to Barbara and to Max and other rank-and-file members pushing for more democratic unionism. I also want to shout out a fellow award recipient, Jane McAlevey, for her lifelong drive and commitment pushing for rank-and-file activism as the heart and soul of labor. I couldn't help but think of Jane this last Friday when I was in Volkswagen in Chattanooga, Tennessee with that win we had down there, so thank you, Jane. It's been an incredible 12 months for the working class. Whether we work in an auto plant or a green room, an emergency room or a classroom, workers have made impressive gains by standing up. Last fall, UAW members at the big three automakers launched a historic stand-up strike, and we won record contracts as a direct result. We secured significant pay raises, improved benefits, cost of living allowance, and importantly, the right to strike over plant closures. For decades, corporations have taken advantage of inadequate trade laws, including NAFTA, to offshore thousands of U.S. manufacturing jobs to Mexico and other countries where worker wages and conditions have long been suppressed. In this last contract, we won back leverage to stop corporations' greedy pursuit of the almighty dollar at the expense of workers in our communities. It can't be said enough. The right to strike is a vital tool that every worker in this country, regardless of where they work, should have the right to use. When we withhold our labor that our employers depend on to produce goods and provide services, we can counteract existing power imbalances between us and our employers. I was inspired by the educators in Newton and Andover who voted to strike to break through the cement wall that administrators had erected. They didn't want to go on strike, but they had no choice. And they did so to ensure that they had resources and a staff, including mental health professionals, to provide the education their students deserve. It's unacceptable that the committed educators who teach our children and other public servants are treated as second-class citizens when it comes to workplace justice. Union members who decide that striking is their only option to reach a fair contract should not be prohibited by law from exercising that right. It's as simple as that. I also want to shout out the MTA membership for your remarkable victory in 2022 passing the Fair Share Amendment, which will tax the very rich to fund public schools and college, as well as transportation infrastructure that's been starved for years. Winning this statewide ballot initiative represents a big step toward creating a more equitable tax system and a counterbalance to the immoral and grotesque inequality we see in our country. Whether it was overcoming the challenges of the pandemic or combating the consolidation of wealth in our society so our schools have the resources they need, Massachusetts educators know that to get things done, we need to band together to take care of students in our communities. You're in the fight not just for short-term gains or to help just your members. You're in it to win a better life for the entire working class. At the UAW, we share those values and we stand shoulder to shoulder with you in our collective fight for our children, for our co-workers, and our communities. The UAW will be with you every step of the way. So thank you very much.